Hey, what's up, everybody? Valin Palantir, as always, here to give you guys Game of Thrones related video. Okay, so this is going to be a new segment, since the season of Game of Thrones is over. We're going to have a lot of these kind of videos. This video in particular is going to be a non-spoiler video. What do I mean by that? If you can watch this, if you watch the shows, if you read the books, it should still have generally the same entertainment value. Of course, in the future, I'll be making some videos where only for book readers, some only for show watchers, but right now, this is for everyone. This is a segment that's going to be called What If. Basically, this segment is just going to be about changing one aspect of the Game of Thrones universe, creating a hypothetical scenario and seeing how it would affect the universe as a whole. And the fun thing about these is that I've experimented with a few of them, and even the smallest changes in one event happening completely changes the entire story. Okay, so this scenario that we're going to go with this time is going to be, how would the story be different if Eddard Stark never accepted the invitation to be Hand of the King after Jon Arryn died? Okay, so for this one, I think we need to start with who would be the Hand of the King. Hypothetically, Robert comes down to Ned. He asks him, "Would you like to be the Hand of the King?" Ned says, "Absolutely not." Now, from here, this kind of creates another sort of issue, but from here, I think Robert probably would have still asked if one of Ned's daughters could come down, probably Sansa, would go down and marry Joffrey. I think he would have still asked that. I think that still would have been a separate question. But for the sake of making this as simple as possible, we're just actually, you know what? Screw it. Sansa goes too. Sansa goes, and Sansa's going to be the only Stark that's going to be sent to King's Landing to marry Joffrey. But Ned still didn't accept the invitation as Hand of the King. So this creates this scenario. Who would be Hand of the King? In this situation, Robert has very, very few options. I don't believe he would have picked Tywin. Why? Tywin's definitely one of the possible candidates, but he wouldn't have picked Tywin because I believe at this point Robert doesn't like the Lannisters. He tolerates the Lannisters. He doesn't like the Lannisters. And while it would have been a smart strategical move to get Tywin, because Tywin would have probably set the kingdom right, I think it would have been wrong because it would have completely skewed the balance of power, and it would have probably made the War of Five Kings happen a lot sooner, I think. So, Tywin, probably not the best choice. Who are his other choices? Stannis. But we know that Robert doesn't necessarily like Stannis that much, so probably wouldn't have happened. Plus, Stannis has his own thing going on over there. And, he has lands to rule. Now, the logical choice for who would become Hand of the King would be Renly. Renly being Robert's brother, pretty well received by people, likable. So yeah, I think Renly would have been the most logical choice for who would have been selected to become the next Hand of the King. Now, the fact that Renly becomes Hand of the King drastically changes the War of the Five Kings. Now, the thing that originally, sorry about that, the thing that originally triggered the War of the Five Kings was Eddard Stark fully realizing, not only realizing, but acting upon the fact that he found out that Robert's kids were illegitimate. Now, here's where the tricky part comes in. We all know that Joffrey, Marcella, and Tommen are illegitimate kids. Now, the fact that Ned Stark wasn't there to reveal it would have definitely delayed the War of Five Kings, but I don't think it would have stopped it. Why? Because Stannis is the only person at this point that knows for a fact. Because he knew along with Jon Arryn. Because remember, Stannis was on the small council with Jon Arryn back in the day, and Stannis only left King's Landing because he found out that Jon Arryn got poisoned because he was figuring out the pieces of the puzzle. But Stannis still knows that Robert's kids are illegitimate. So once Robert dies, Stannis will be the only one fighting for power. So we have a deadlock now between, instead of 5 kings, because we have no king of the north because Ned's not involved, and we have no Renly because he's hand of the king. He wouldn't leave his position as hand of the king, such an important position to go against. And plus, we really don't know how he would figure out that he has any sort of claim. So it would be a deadlock between 2 kings. And if you remember, it was called the War of 5 Kings, also partly because Balon Greyjoy decided to fight on his own because he saw the chaos. So now we have 3 sides to this war instead of 5. We have the crown behind Joffrey. Joffrey's their champion, their king. We have Stannis fighting for himself, and then we have Balon Greyjoy. Now, the reason why the North would get involved is because Ned Stark is a man of honor. We all know this. Ned Stark, I'll parallel this to what Lysa Arryn does. Lysa Arryn knows what's right in this war, but she's Lysa Arryn. She's a wimp, so she chose not to get involved at all in the War of 5 Kings. But Ned, since he's so honorable, he is afraid, of course. He probably doesn't want to go into war, but since he is honorable, he will back who he thinks is the most rightful candidate. Now, what Ned will do will depend solely on whether or not he finds out if Joffrey is illegitimate or not. If he finds out that Joffrey is a legitimate heir to the throne, or if he doesn't believe that Joffrey isn't a legitimate heir to the throne, he's going to be backing Joffrey. But if Ned deciphers what Jon Arryn was saying and figures out or speaks to Stannis or trusts Stannis, I think there's a really, really, really high chance, like a very, very high chance, that Ned would have gone to Stannis' side. And from then on, we have 3 sides to this war yet again. We have the Lannisters, Joffrey and the Lannisters. We have the Balon Greyjoy and the Iron Islands, and then we have Ned Stark and his bannermen backing Stannis Baratheon and all of his forces. So it would basically be a 3-way struggle for power, and who the hell knows how it would end. This what if scenario is getting pretty intense, but I have no idea how it would end. Let's see if I can expand on this anymore, because I think we've already gotten really, really in depth and really, really gone far with this. But some other events. I mean, by this point in the scenario, there are way too many factors to consider. Holy crap! Who would have won the war? Everyone that was going to flock behind Renly for support would probably have gone with Stannis, since Renly's not even a force. Yeah, I think I'm burned out with this one, but yeah, I just wanted to sort of test out this little what if scenario concept segment thing and see how you guys received it. So in the comment section, tell me if you like it, if you don't like it. If you do like it, tell me some more what ifs you'd like to see. I can already think of some more ones that would be pretty fun to go over. One of them that would be completely just insane would be, what if Ned sent Robb to be Hand of the King instead of himself? How it would have been different. Things like that. So, of course, comment section, tell me your feedback. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what kind of videos you want to see, Game of Thrones related, maybe anime and manga related if you're someone who subbed to me for that. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching.